Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's Garage. So today I have to change oil in the GMC Sierra, my half ton. I don't really have a name for it. Actually, I don't have a name for it at all. It's just the pickup. So anyway, it's got to change oil in the pickup, so I got to get on the lift and we're gonna take Prince down, warm him up, maybe go for a little drive around the block. So let's just take a little look underneath Prince. So this is my 1964 Corvette Stingray Coupe. I absolutely love this car. Look at that, so clean. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know what show quality is, but I think it's pretty good. Underside of my 327. Make sure I don't hit my head. So anyways, that's Prince. Let's get him down off the lift and yeah, take him outside for a little rip. This is it, Prince. 1964 Corvette Stingray Coupe. We're gonna fire him up, take him off the lift. Now I changed oil in him before I parked him, so he's good. Check the oil, that's good. I need to give it another polish, but yeah, changing oil in the pickup. So we're gonna pull him off the lift, kick him outside, and we'll do a little walk around once he's outside. Absolutely love this car. OMG, it's been too long. See how easy or not easy it will be for him to start. Close the door. All right, let's take it for a cruise around the block here and shake the cobwebs off. Now this car is geared with like 273s. It's extremely high geared. So on the highway, it does 80 miles an hour like nobody's business. Putzing around the yard, a little more difficult. For a cruise down the road. There's no salt on the roads, just snow, so. Ooh, and it's a little slick. Don't go in the ditch, Mike. Don't put Prince in the ditch. That'd be so bad. We'll rip down the road. This doesn't have power steering either. She's an Armstrong steering. There we go. There's just nothing like a classic car. It's a totally different experience than anything else. You know, it's just raw. You know, you got your 4-speed, you got lap belts, they're noisy, they're stinky, they're just raw power. Not lots of power, but raw power. Sound of that V8 engine. Oh, it's just fantastic. Truly feel blessed to have been able to get this car. And thankfully my magnetic base works on this. All right, back to the garage. Ugh. There we go. Oh yeah. Just absolutely love this car. It's really comfortable too. I could see why Terry took it on long trips. Like that, my drive is over. Let's do a little walk around on this bad boy, show you guys what she's like. He's like, I guess it's a he. Oh, the sound. Sound is awesome. You can hear the solid lifter cam, 327, 365 horse. Absolutely love this car. Looks fantastic in the snow. Gets around pretty good too, actually. These are original Kelsey Hayes wheels. Love those wheels. That dash. Headliner's in excellent shape. Clock works, radio works, 4-speed. Has 78,000 miles on it, and that's it. See the red line here? 6,500. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is. Let's open the hood. It's got a couple of little oil leaks, but it's to be expected because it was restored 20 years ago. And it gets the best care that I can give it, but you know what? It's part of having old cars too. .365 horse, 327. Does have a manual fan on it. The pneumatic fan was taken off. No power steering. Single brake reservoir. This car is in absolutely fantastic shape, and the provenance that goes with it I think is great. It's not numbers matching. This engine is actually out of a 1963, I believe, 2 or 3. The original block was pooched in Frankfurt, Germany. Give her some revs. Not quite as girthy as the C8 or the C7, but you know what? I just absolutely love this car. And I know I've said that before, and I'm gonna say it probably 1,000 times, but you cannot help have a smile on your face when you listen to this exhaust note. I mean, that is just heaven. Heaven for a car guy. This is my dream car. This is the car that every kid has up on your wall. Well, not every kid, but certainly a kid of like the 80s, which I was, 70s and 80s. And to be able to own one now is an absolute dream come true. And I'm just gonna shut it off. So as I was saying, this is an absolute dream car of mine. It's a 1964 Corvette Stingray Coupe, 327, 365 horse, 4-speed. No power steering. That was part of the performance package because it draws horsepower. Now this car does have original Kelsey Hayes wheels on it. The car didn't come originally with the Kelsey Hayes on it. The original owner actually traded. He had a set of original spoke wheels off a 60, I think it was a 67. And he traded a guy that had an original 67 big block car that needed those wheels to make his car all original. So he traded for these, which at the time, you know, it wasn't like they were such a big thing. But of course, as we all know, these cars are kind of rare, and these wheels are super rare because of course they quit making them because they're dangerous. So, but I absolutely love them. I don't drive this car enough to not use these wheels. I think if I'm going to have this car, I'm going to use the wheels. Once in a blue moon Sunday, it gets driven. If I was going to, like, you know, take it on a long trip, like vacation or something, I think I would definitely get some different wheels. But for what I'm doing with it, the wheels are safest to be right on the car. So, and I absolutely love them. And the original knockoffs. There's a little bit of corrosion around that one where the chrome's flaked, but this car was actually restored in 2000. The fellow that, well, I actually bought this car off a car dealership of all things. And I found out about it from the fellow that owns the car dealership. It was Sullivan GM in Houston, BC. Murray Sullivan knows I'm a Corvette lover. He was looking at bringing this one in. The previous owner, it's one of those things, he restored the car back in 2000. He had the car for 17, 18 years and just basically fell out of love with it. And, you know, he never took it out. It only went out on kids' birthdays. You know, it went in a couple car shows, but it just wasn't his thing to do the car show thing. He was going to sell it privately, but he didn't want people coming around to shop. He didn't want people picking apart his car. So the easiest way just to cut the cord was to trade it off on a new diesel pickup. Murray knew that I was a Corvette guy, so he sent me a picture of it, and I was like, oh man, that's a nice car. And anyways, then when they actually brought it on trade, I showed my wife. I tagged her on a Facebook post, and that was it. Andrea saw this car, and she wasn't going to stop till she had it. Didn't know the history of the car then. Interestingly enough, this car, which was originally bought in Florida, military guy in Florida bought it. He got shipped overseas. Now this was the 60s, remember, Vietnam War was very, very real, very much happening. And he took it to Germany with him. While he was in Germany, he actually blew up the motor. Not surprised, young guy in the military, full of piss and vinegar, blew up the motor. And it was sitting at a GM dealer in Frankfurt, Germany, when the second owner, Terry Cumpstone, found it. And Terry had a 67, and that's when he found it was in 1967. He took his car in for some warranty work and saw this one out back with no engine in it, and couldn't get a hold of the guy that was in the military. So, you know, I don't know, maybe he was in Vietnam. Don't know whatever happened to him. Don't know his name. I would love to find out who he was and a little more story. Battery change. So, as I was saying, Terry found the car in Frankfurt, Germany, sitting at the GM dealer. He put an offer into the fellow's wife, who was still in Florida. He bought it for $400. Car needed a paint job, obviously needed a new engine, and the GM dealer had a replacement engine. Now, not sure that it was a warranty replacement. It certainly wasn't, I don't think it was, because this engine does have a serial number on it, but I don't think it's the warranty stamped engine. So I did check the block number, and I believe it's out of a 63, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so 327, 365 horse, and anyways, so Terry bought it for $400. He repainted it in Germany, drove all over Europe with it. This car has been so many places. It's absolutely fantastic. Terry sent me pictures of it, you know, just all over Germany, France. When Terry came back to Canada, he shipped the car over. He was in Ontario. He took it to Watkins Glen Speedway. He's got a real cool picture of him. You know, a couple of young guys in their Corvettes. They took a tour down there, and the gate was dummy locked. So what are you going to do if the gate's open at a friggin' speedway? They just went through the gate, took a few rips around the track, and took a picture. And I absolutely love that picture of this car on Watkins Glen Speedway. And that was, I think that was in late 60s or early 70s. Terry actually had the car until the late 80s when he sold it to a fellow on Vancouver Island as part of the car club there, the Corvette Club. Terry actually moved over to BC from Ontario, sorry. And anyways, the fellow on the island, I believe he had it for a few years, and then he sold it to a fellow in Port Coquitlam, and he had it right up until 2000, no, when was it? 1998, 99, and that's when, I have to check my paperwork again. I think it was 99 when he sold it to Terry, well, not Terry, but Lee Newstead in Houston. And then, yeah, and then Lee, because, I mean, the car was painted, I think, 2 times previous. The interior is original. And then when Lee bought it, he took the frame off, tidied up the frame. I mean, there was a little bit of rust and corrosion just, you know, because the car's, you know, old. So he took it to Corvette Specialty in the Lower Mainland. They did a frame off on it, rebuilt the engine, freshened it up, and, you know, recorded everything along the way. And I think the history of this car is absolutely fantastic. It's the one thing I love the most. And, you know, I think about that, the original guy that bought this car brand new, you know, think about it, 1964, you know what, you're in the military, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if you're gonna live or die, and you buy your dream car, you're making the most of life. And you know, I would just love to know the fella that bought this sucker brand new. I think that would be fantastic. So if anyone out there in internet land knows somebody that bought it in Tallahassee, well, if you know the guy that bought this car, let me know. But it was bought brand new at Tallahassee, Florida, and then got shipped off to Germany. So that sounds like a story somebody might know. Shoot me a message. It'd be really cool to find that that original owner, and hopefully he survived through all the wars and got himself another Corvette. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me tell you about my C2 Corvette we call Prince. Of course, why do we call him Prince? Because it's a little red Corvette, and it's absolutely my pride and joy. So anyways, this is part of Mike's Garage, and until next time, peace, take care, and remember, as TJ Hunt says, keep moving forward. Cheers. Poor guy's getting snowed on. Can't have that. Try again. Oh. There we go. So one thing about the old cars, they require a little bit of finesse, a little bit of massaging, so to speak. don't just jump in and fire them, you know, you give it the old 3-pump scenario. Got the manual gated shifter. Of course, you can't see the gates. Of course, I can't see. Just a sec here. Roll my window down and adjust the mirror. There we go. One thing about only having one mirror makes it a little more challenging, but it's not a very big car really. But if I hit something with it, I would be devastated. No backup beepers, no sensors. There's a ladder there. A little bit more. Yeah, that'll be good. Now we can close the door.